Show us the edge. Yes. The chip on the shoulders, the fight and the passion that comes from within. Whoa. Try to win on every level. Yeah. Expectations high. Gotta show them you can fly. Play harder, better, smarter. Baby, put the league on notice. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah. Whoa, done seen the walk of shame enough. Wanna see the walk of winning, time to come up and bring out the apple. Don't every play, every possession. How bad you want it, love, do you want it all? This ain't a level up, built for something greater. Attacking all obstacles, coming for the ring, my precious. You got to do the will, the heart, the fire. Show 'em the proof, show 'em that it shall be done. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah.
You're listening to the Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
No, you're right. It's that time of season. Couple games before the break. Every team is a bit fatigued, but first credit to them. You know, they're a scrappy team. They're well coached. They're disciplined. They go out and play hard, and they fought for 48 minutes. And credit to our guys in the locker room. We didn't start well. Then we got it going. Came out the third quarter. We playing well, and then the wheels fell off. But we found a way at the end to win the game, and that's the important part for us.
What did you see as the way to win in the fourth? What allowed you in those final minutes to close it out?
Well, we have to get stops, which, you know, we did. They had a couple open threes that they missed, but we got stops. We rebounded the ball. We have to take care of the ball. We have to be better down the stretch, not turning the ball over. I don't know how many fourth quarter turnovers we had, but that's an area of growth for us. And then B.I. hit some big shots to close the game out.
He's 1 point away from 9,000 in his career. That's a significant milestone for any player.
It is. It is. It's definitely a significant milestone for B.I. I'm sure he'll get that next game, but it shows his ability to score, and hopefully he can continue to do that for us.
How much did Herb mean to you in his three-point shooting? It sure seems like when he has a good night, this team has a good night.
Herb's been shooting the ball well lately, and he's getting more and more confident in his shot. He shot faking, driving to the basket. I love the fact that he had 9 rebounds. That was huge for us. So when he's rebounding the ball, we know he's going to defend, and he's making shots. We're a tough matchup.
I wish they hadn't taken that one away from him. So you know, double-double. We talked about your bench in pregame, and boy, they sure did seem to flip the game again for you when they came in that second quarter.
They were awesome. The moment those guys got in the game, Jose, Najee, Trey, and Larry, the game turned. They played with energy, toughness, speed, force, and it was fun to watch. And, you know, we have to get off to better starts, but those guys are huge for us.
There were times that y'all did not shoot well. I mean, you're looking at Brandon. Brandon was 7 of 15, but CJ's 4 of 15. Zion had a tough night. Is that because of their defense? Is that because of their physicality? Or is it the length of time that y'all had to play this week?
I think it's a combination of all of the above. I think, you can't discredit another team. They go out and play hard, play scrappy. You know, it's the last game of a 4-game trip for us, a game before the All-Star break, a couple games before the All-Star break, rather. So it's just that time of year where you have to find ways to win no matter who the opponent is. And I give our guys a lot of credit in the locker room. That's what they did tonight. Thank you.
What's up, family? We in the building, man. Pelicans Postgame Report here to give you the breakdown of this defensive game. Because Willie Willie, man, I don't know about the rotations in this game, man, as usual. But we got the win, so definitely got to be upbeat and happy about that. On our way headed back to the Smoothie King Arena, and we won by a total of what, 9 points, and it was pretty much a game that was quantified by the player of the game, Herb Jones. Excellent output from him. Without him playing tonight, we definitely wouldn't have won this game. Also, Bi hitting them tough shots down the stretch, and just pretty much reminded me of like old school 2000 era basketball, man. You know, a lot of ISO, just trying to see what happens. Tough, gritty defensive plays, ref not calling everything on either side. But the Pels get the dub, so happy about that. And I'm very, very happy about the performance from Herb Jones, man. Hasn't he just steadily improved, man? This dude is awesome. You know, a lot of people were upset about him not being in the Murray trade. A lot of people were happy about it. And you see the people who were happy about him not being put up in that trade, you see why in a game like tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and welcome in my co-host for the night, Lexxah, Drew, Big Q, maybe popping in, maybe not. But Lex, go ahead and give us your breakdown of what you saw in this game before we get to these stats and statistics.
Yeah, I know a win is a win, but I wasn't pleased with this game.
Let's be happy.
No, I'm happy, but
Nice got hurt. We thought what Hawk was gonna play. It didn't happen, but we still could be
oh
happy.
no, I'm always looking at the bigger picture, man. Like this Grizzlies team was a very, very depleted team.
Mhm.
And I want everybody to know that I'm not trying to be negative, but again, I'm thinking about like down the road. What is this team trying to do? Like the way that we're playing right now, it's not gonna win like the real games. You know what I'm saying? I know they were on the road. They had a tough road trip. I get that. But you know, looking back at January when we went 8-7, you know, one thing that told me is that this Pelicans team is not on that level as far as being a top tier team. I see where they are as far as with their standings. 5th seed right now. That's great. You know, they got the W. That's great. But it's like I'm looking at the game. I'm just looking at it. And there's a lot of bad habits that are not being addressed. And you'd like to think that going up against a very depleted team like the Grizzlies, they would work on those things. Like these teams, these lower tier teams, we need to work on that stuff. You know, making basic passes. Like that second half, especially the end of the third, you know what we got beat by? It was effort. They started playing harder than the Pelicans. The Pelicans have for the most part, they have a full healthy roster. And 3 of those guys that led in that third into the third quarter, they were all new players. They just got on the team. They just picked up Jemison. They just picked up Yuta Watanabe. You know, this is like maybe their first, maybe their second game. And they almost came back on the Pels. Okay? Again, I understand a win is a win, but guys, like that's not good. That's not good. You have 3 people. And let me just say about Trey Jemison, we missed out on him. We had that guy on our G League team and we did not pick him up. Did you see what he did in this game? I mean, his hustle, his defense, you know, running the floor, not giving up on plays. Like, and he would have been cheap. That would have been nice to have him on our squad. And we had a chance to have him on our squad. You know, I'm looking at that and I'm like, wow, this is
Long
crazy.
bright spot and a plus or minus for them. He was plus 12.
What'd you say?
I say he was the lone bright spot in the plus or minus section at plus 12. But Lex, I want to throw something out there to you
Okay.
about the performance tonight and why I'm happy.
Okay.
The Pelicans have played 9 games on the road. You know,
Yeah. I
they're
point that out.
clearly fatigued and tired. And when you're fatigued and tired, mistakes do come. The only thing I'm upset about is they've played 9 games on the road, and you got 2 guys who are healthy, and Hulk and Matt Ryan. We're playing a Memphis team tonight, like you said, that's depleted. Why not give some fresh legs a shot? Is what I don't understand. We know guys are tired, right?
I agree.
We know they're mentally stretched. That's a pretty long, road trip, 9 games, and it's just I don't understand why we don't go that direction with it. But you got to be encouraged, right? With them on the last game of road trip, they went out there and stunk it up. Well, actually played awesome at times during this game defensively and turned their defense to offense, and then just completely almost tried to give the game away in the fourth quarter. But they won and they headed back home. That ain't something to be encouraged about. I
No.
understand if we
No, I
continue
said
to do
like
this.
I'm glad about that. I just, it just I like I said, there's a lot of bad habits that are still there
Yeah,
and they're still being nurtured. Like we're not addressing those things. Like against teams like this, we should be I like to think that we want to get better, with every game because if I'm not mistaken, everybody wants to make the playoffs, right?
yeah,
In the playoffs, we can't just turn a switch on. You have to build those habits, those good habits in regular season. And, I think, I'm just looking, I'm like, Ali, man, we still struggling with this and that. Yes, we got the W, but again, like, we want to get the real win as far as, hey, we're addressing these mistakes so that as we play like the better teams, we can be considered as a top tier team and really be ready for the playoffs. And it goes with every single game. Every single game you got to make a step towards that. Because I don't want this team to be a first round exit.
yeah.
I,
That's
I
looking like
really don't.
what we're gonna be if we continue to be up and down like that. That's
Yeah.
that's exactly what we'll be.
And I'm not trying to, take anything away from the win or anything. I'm just keeping things in perspective as far as what the bigger picture and what we really want to do. And even the players say this, they want to be playing in June. Trey just said that. And it's like if you want to play in June, there's like a lot of things that have to be addressed because right now we just look like like a mid-major team. We're in the middle, but we're not a bad team, but we're not a top tier team either. And it's like right now we're kind of like straddling the fence. But I don't want anybody to think that I'm not happy that we got the win. I mean, it really did have the vibes just like the other games against Memphis because Memphis, they play very hard. They don't quit. And again, we had a double digit lead. We lost it. And just think if they had their starters in the game, like all of their starters, it would have had the same vibes as those other 2 Grizzly games that we lost at home. It really did have that vibes, but they didn't do that because look who was in the game. So that's actually one thing that really worked on our behalf to get this win is the fact that they didn't have their starters to really push that issue and effort because it really did have similar vibes to those other 2 games that we lost. And they were close. And they were double digit leads as well. So
Yeah, definitely understand that. But got the dub. Hopefully they can clean things up because they're gonna get another shot with a similar team who ain't playing for nothing against
Yeah.
the Washington Wizards. So we'll see how they handle that challenge. I think the Pels have a problem with playing up and down to their competition. Even though sometimes we complain about them getting blown out, and the real contenders are in the big time games when everybody's watching. But a lot of times they'll have these teams like this. We fall asleep. This game didn't happen early in the game. They did have I guess, like a small lapse in the first quarter, and then they kind of regrouped when the second unit came in, and basically won out that quarter, and then they were on it until that say maybe about halfway through the third, you saw things starting to stall out. Guys hit a lot of shots short, and just would have liked to see Willie shake it up a little bit with the rotation. The way he did by throwing Jose in there early, which was a great move, came in immediately, got a steal, started hitting some threes, and that led to us going on a run, man, and getting up to a nice lead. I thought this team wouldn't even be able to get back into the game. We got a 25-point lead on these people,
Hmm.
and they don't have anybody out there other than Jared Jackson Jr., Luke Kennard, and it's a bunch of thrown together players after that. They're bottom of the bench guys, and they pushed us to the end of the game, man. It just would have been nice to see us close the door like I expected them to, and they did. But they still got the dub. Another chance to prove that they can do that against a team against the Wizards, who the Wizards should be outmatched with what we have. And hopefully we can get back to Point Zion and not part-time Point Zion. I don't understand
Yeah, it's
why
part time right
we
now. Actually, it's not even that.
I don't understand how we do that, and we have some of the most amazing brand of basketball, and then we just completely forget about it. But
Well,
I do understand that the not playing them in back to backs definitely messes up the rhythm. So maybe that has part to do with it. But
but
go ahead.
that's the organization, DC.
Yeah, that ain't Willie.
I mean, that's not, uh, don't get me on that one.
Hey, as much as I don't like it, Zion hasn't gotten hurt for real all year. So whatever they're doing, I feel like it's working, and I'm glad to see it for
I
the
mean,
rest
he's only
for the
played
rest
one
of the
back
year.
to back.
Yeah.
Oh,
They said he wasn't going to play back to backs. Pretty much, he hasn't been, and they're keeping him healthy. The minutes he's playing, he's not getting hurt. I just want to see Zion at whatever cost that is play some playoff basketball. I think it's an absolute shame that he's been here 4 years, 5 basketball seasons, including the one he's playing in right now, and we've never seen him in the best moments of the NBA, the playoffs, or at least the play-in. Like nothing.
well, we
So
don't want to be in a play-in.
we don't,
You know
Lex.
what I'm
But
saying? Like, no, I'm done with that.
no. But my point is, seeing Zion in a high pressure situation, in my opinion, didn't fare out too well in the in season tournament. But I think he's made for that type of basketball, and if
Hmm.
we could get him in a playoff setting, where things get, a little bit more tight, they get a little bit more half court. I think Zion can thrive in that if we use him correctly. Obviously, he
Yeah,
might hurt in the
that
damn
second
play,
part was very key.
but
Hey, it's the details, man.
let me go over these team statistics. Like, well, first off, shout out to all the Pels. They got the dub. We were 32 of 78 from the field, shooting at 41%. The Grizzlies was 34 for 81, shooting at 42%. The three-point line was a different story for the Pels. We were 13 to 35 for 37%. The Grizzlies were 12 of 44 for 27%. We also dominated at the free throw line. We got there 24 times, making 19 for a total of 79.2%. The Grizzlies hit there a whopping 8 times, but they made 7 of them at 87%. We also dominated the boards at 49 boards to their 36. 12 of those were offensive, 3 were offensive for Memphis, leaving 37 defensive and 33 defensive for Memphis, 37 for us. Assists is one that's a little perplexing to me. We were usually on the roll as of late with the assists, but we only got 21 tonight. They got 28. We did get 12 steals to their 7, 4 blocks to their 8 blocks, with a grand total of 19 turnovers to their 18 turnovers, in which we surrendered 20 points and they surrendered 25 points in the turnovers. Also, we won the fast break battle. We got 19 of those things. They got 11 points in the paint. Went to Memphis, 40 to 30 for the Pelicans. That's a little eye-popping to me. 18 fouls to the 17 fouls. They had a technical foul. Largest lead of the game was 25, and they only led by 8 points, most of which were, that was only in the first quarter. Any stats jump out to you, Lex, you want to speak on?
Oh, hold on. Can you scroll up?
Let me see. There you go.
Make
More?
sure. Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I was looking at everything right. Yeah, I think rebounds. The rebounds stick out. We didn't share the ball as much, but we got more possessions, which means we got more opportunities. Did okay at the free throw line. Some calls were missed. I wasn't pleased with that, but I mean I think that's typical in most games where we don't really get the calls. But I think we are doing a little bit better in the free throw department. Did okay, shooting from 3, but I think that was mainly from the first half because the second half got kind of dormant. Turnovers. Oh my gosh, we've actually been having the turnovers under control, but yeah, 19 turnovers. I mean, that's basically like 20 turnovers. I think they capitalized off of a lot of those turnovers, too. That's what killed us. In a way, it kind of offsets with the rebounds, because we were giving those possessions away. But one thing that kind of helped is that they got 18 turnovers. I think one thing that it's not really cool, the points in the paint, they beat us there. And, getting points in the paint has been the bread and butter of this team. So to be beat by one of our strong suits really wasn't too pleasing. But I think, again, the rebounds really helped us, the timely steals. And, just, again, making tough shots down the stretch. That really helped. Like you said, Herb, his activity on the defensive end, because we were actually getting stops, but we couldn't put the ball up in the hole. We weren't capitalizing off of the defensive stops. So yeah, I think those are things that really stuck out. But I think really the rebounds really saved us at the end.
Okay. I want to point out one more statistic, compliments of Andrew Lopez on Twitter. He says the Pelicans are the first team this season to hold their opponents to fewer than 90 points in consecutive games. Also, the first team in the last 2 seasons to win back-to-back games without scoring 100 in either game. I know Willie Green is proud. But let's go ahead and go on to the box score. We can look at what our guys did, what they did. go over some of these stats and statistics. Because we only scored 90 points, I don't feel the need to cover everybody's stats and statistics. It'll kind of be like a waste of time. So I'm not even going to talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm only going to go over a few of the Pelicans. You had Zion with 35 minutes, 4 of 13 for Big Z. That is a little unusual. 7 trips to the free throw line, and he made 6 of them. 2 offensive rebounds, 3 defensive, 5 rebounds total, 4 assists, a steal, and a block. 3 turnovers, 14 points for Zion. Brandon Ingram played 36 minutes. He was 7 for 14, 2 for 6 from the three-point line. Glad to see him get up them 6 3-point attempts. 1 free throw, which was a technical, and he missed it. 2 rebounds total, 6 assists, a steal, and a block for BI, but 6 turnovers. 16 points for BI. Some big shots down the stretch, too. The play of the game, Herb Jones played 35 minutes, was 5 for 9 from the field, 3 for 6 from the three-point line, 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 3 offensive rebounds. He had 6 defensive rebounds, 9 total, 1 assist, 5 steals for Herb, 3 turnovers, and 17 points. Jonas Valanciunas actually played, didn't see a whole lot of them. 18 minutes, 1 for 4 from the field, 0 for 1 from the three-point line, 4 for 6 from the free throw line, 2 offensive rebounds, 4 defensive rebounds, 6 rebounds total, 3 assists, no steals, a block, 1 turnover, and 6 points for Big V. CJ McCullough played 33 minutes, 4 for 15 from the field. Man, CJ's tired, right? 3 for 8 from the three-point line. No free throws for CJ. 5 defensive rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, and 2 turnovers with 11 points. And then you got the bench crew came in and did their thing. Larry Nance, who most of his contributions were defensive tonight. He played awesome, in my opinion. 3 for 4 from the field. 1 for 2 from the three-point line. 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 2 offensive rebounds. 7 defensive rebounds for Larry. 9 total, 3 assists, a steal, no blocks, 1 turnover, 8 points. You had Jose Alvarado, who came in the game, kind of turned the tides really quickly with him coming in. 3 for 7 from the field, 2 for 5 from the three-point line, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 3 defensive rebounds, 2 steals for Jose, 1 turnover, and 10 points. And Trey Murphy, would have liked to seen a little more from him, but he did okay tonight. 3 for 8 from the field, 1 for 5 from three-point line, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 1 offensive rebounds, 2 defensive, 2 assists, a steal, a block, and 9 points for Trey. Lex, you care to talk about any of these stats from the guys tonight, or do you want to move on to our next matchup?
It was pretty balanced. Like I said, I think the last few plays, the defensive plays that Herb made, and the 2 shots that Ingram made, that kind of put the icing on the cake for the game. But other than those plays down the stretch, the game was stats were pretty much balanced. It was nice to see, we had 5 guys in double digits, and obviously Murph had 9 and Nance had 8, so they could have easily had double digits there. But no, it was pretty balanced. I think that's the biggest thing to take out of it.
Okay. And now I guess we'll go ahead and move on to our matchup with the Washington Wizards. See what the matchup indicator got to say about that. Oh, look at that, Lex. Should I bet on the Washington Wizards?
All depends on your perspective.
I don't know, Lex. I think these last three ain't been for gambling purposes, Lex. I don't know. But you got the Washington Wizards with a leading scorer of Kyle Kuzma. Oh, yeah, I forgot about it. You would think it's supposed to be Jordan Poole. But 21 points a game on 45% efficiency, 80% from the free throw line. The leader in rebounds is David Davinci. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he gets 6 of them things. Most of them defensive and 1 offensive. And their assist leader is none other than the guy we were trying to get to be our backup point guard, Trey
Not really.
Jones. 6.5 assists a game. And look at that, man. 0.9 turnovers per game. Man, that's pretty damn good. 28 minutes a game he plays and still don't seem to turn the ball over most of the times. Y'all know all our guys. Isaiah Livers is actually out this game. The Washington Wizards, the last time we played them, we put 142 points up on the people, and they had
Yeah.
122. You see that starting lineup of Tyrus Jones, Jordan Poole, David Abengia, Kyle Kuzma, and Marvin Bagley. Man, he just snuck over there. So, boy, that's a real upgrade for them, huh? They got rid of Daniel Gafford and just threw Marvin Bagley in there, huh? I would be ecstatic if I was a Washington Wizards fan. So looking at this team, Lex, not a lot of stars over there. Jordan Poole was supposed to be that guy, and he's just bombing this year. They do got a couple of shooters. Deion Wright is okay. Landry Shamet, good shooter off the bench. 3 points this last game. Wow, that's ridiculous. $120 million, people. That's what we're looking at. He's averaging 15 points, 2.3 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 40% field goal percentage on the year, man. Jordan Poole's having a tough go at it over there with the Wizards, but sure they're guarding him a little different than when he played with Golden State.
Well, he's in
Look,
a he's in a different system. And
yeah,
plus, I mean, there's a huge difference when you're playing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. It overshadows your mistakes. Whereas now, by him being one of the top guys on the team, it's like you don't have that to overshadow your mistakes. You don't have you have to be consistent now. You can't be inconsistent. So that's the one thing that's really hurting him is that now he has even more attention. None of that attention is being shared with a Steph Curry or a Klay Thompson. So, I mean, that makes a huge difference.
absolutely. As you can see, the Pels were ranked 13 as of today in scoring, 116 points a game. The Wizards are 17th at 114.8. Um, us giving up points to our opponents, we're 112 points, ranked 9th in the league. The Wizards give up more than they score at 123.9. That's 30th in the league. Field goal percentage, we're ranked 9th at 48%. Well, pretty much rounded off to 49%. They're ranked at 47%, 15, so not too far behind us. The opponent's field goal percentage that we give up, we're ranked 7th in the league at 46%. They're ranked 27th in the league at 47%, basically damn near 50%. So we should be really efficient against these guys. 3-pointers made, 12 a game for us at 18th, 12 a game for them at 19th. Three-pointers attempted, 32 a game for us, that's 23rd in the league, and 34.5 for them, which is 14th in the league. 3-point percentage, we're shooting at a blistering 38%, which leaves us at 6th in the NBA. The Washington Wizards are shooting at a league average 35%, leaving them 27th. Free throw attempts, we get 24 attempts a game. That's 7th in the NBA. The Wizards get 21, which is 24th in the NBA. Free throw percentage is 24th for us at 76%. And the Washington Wizards are 22nd, shooting 76.9%. Rebounds per game, we get 44 of them things for 9th in the league. The Washington Wizards get 40 rebounds per game for 30th. Assists per game, we get 27 assists per game. That's 12th in the league. They get 28 assists per game. That's 9th in the National Basketball Association. Turnovers per game, 13.2 for us at 13. And turnovers per game for them, they're actually 20th with 13.8. Steals per game for the Pels were second in the whole league at 8 steals per game. They're ninth at 7.8 steals per game. And blocks per game, we're not high on that list. 4.8 per game for the Pels. That ranks 20th. Blocks per game for the Wizards is 5.4 at 12th for the Wizards. Okay, Lex, looking at our opponent, what we coming up again, what would you say the keys to victory are for beating the Washington Wizards?
Well, I'm gonna start off how I start, against any game. Energy, effort. We cannot play down to the competition. Cannot go through the motions at any point in the game. Like this is the last game before All-Star Weekend. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like, hey man, take care of business. Take care of business. You're gonna be taking a long break anyway. Nobody on this team is going to the All-Star. I think Jayhawk for the Rising Stars. But other than that, everybody's gonna get plenty of rest. So, hey man, like conjure up all the energy, all the fight that you have, and take care of business. Put this game away. Put it away. Right from the jump. Don't give them any type of confidence. I mean, we see what the matchup indicator says, but again, that's only the indicator. That's what the numbers say. But the thing is, you got to go out there and prove that the numbers are right. So, definitely gotta gotta go out there and play with a lot of energy, a lot of effort. Get better, improve upon the things that you need to get better at. Push pace. Get defensive stops and make the right pass, make the basic pass. I think on tonight, we looked all out of sorts in that second half. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this team is more talented than being all out of sorts. But just stay disciplined and finish, execute down the stretch. And, obviously this should be a strong double-digit lead. But even if it is, don't take your foot off the gas. Take care of business. You have plenty of rest after this. Like, I think it's like for a week. So, just take care of business, man. Don't make this a close game. This should not be a close game. I know we need to work on winning close games, but this game right here is not that game. Take care of business, win the game, rest for a week, so you can, regather yourself, and all that stuff. So get ready for the second half of the season.
No doubt, no doubt. I think the Pels can definitely do that. It's gonna be Valentine's Day is when they play.
Wednesday.
Yeah, yeah. So they'll have a lot of love to show the Wizards. Ash Wednesday as well. I think they're gonna miss most of the celebration with Mardi Gras. They probably be in there, get here trying to get some rest. But this last game against the Wizards, we pretty much dismantled them. I don't anticipate us playing a similar game. The Pels are on their defensive kick as of late. After the Lakers game, I think Willie is attempting to try to enforce or instill some defensive basics. And
when is he not?
Well, I'm just saying, we have offensive problems.
Yeah, exactly. We struggle.
When the defense play bad, we got to fix that now.
We look, Borrego dog, where you at, man? You know what I'm saying? Look, we were struggling on putting the ball up in the hole, man.
But Willie told Borrego, hold my bill right now. It's about defense. I'm gonna show you how to win these games. We're gonna do it with defense. Which, to be honest, we want this. We know this team has the capability to be an offensive juggernaut, right? If
Yeah,
we want to do something or go beyond in the playoffs, we have to play at least top 10 defense as well, which I think they're more than capable of doing.
yeah,
Willie,
top 10 offense.
Willie seems to
I mean,
only
come on,
notice
DC.
when
Look,
the
top
defense
10
is on.
everything.
Yeah, but nonetheless, after that Lakers game, I understand it, but still not excited about it. I'm hoping to see us get back to some of our nice 3-point shooting and getting up into the 130s, 140s, but I'm not holding my breath for it, family. It won't take a lot to beat this Wizards team. All we have to do
Don't
is play
say that,
fundamental.
DC.
Well, it won't. All we have to do is play fundamental
But
basketball, not turn the
but for
ball
this
over.
team, we got to learn how to play hard. So, because we can,
They play
for real.
hard, Lex, for three and a,
No,
for
the
three and a
team
half
gets
quarters.
the team gets too relaxed. Like, look, there's a difference between playing not to lose compared to playing to win. And we
I
don't.
got a solution for it though.
Okay. Well, oh my God. Well, y'all hopium.
I don't do drugs. Lex.
Speak your stuff, bird talk.
Oh yeah, I see him in there talking about that hoop. Well, I said I think they're gonna win the game, and we're not gonna have this big offensive output like I want to see them have. But I think the solution would be putting some guys in there that are hungry at those points in the game.
But
You know,
will he do it? Like, and not in
no,
garbage
he
minutes.
won't. He
You know what
won't.
I'm saying?
But this is what needs to happen. Eventually, I think Willie will catch on at some point. But that's what needs to happen. When we see
okay.
those goals, we need
How
to
many
try
times
a
have you
different
said
lineup
that?
predicated towards scoring.
How many
You know,
times you said that, DC? I'm not letting
yeah,
that go.
I gotta keep saying it.
Hey,
Gotta talk
remember
it
what you
into
said
to
after
fruition.
All-Star game, man. Look,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, yeah. Was
Because
I
he's
not
still
right, Lex? Was I not right?
he's still doing it, man. He's still doing it.
10-game increments, Lex. I have a little faith in
Okay.
this game because you know why, Lex?
Hey,
Lex, guess what?
All-Star weekend is here.
Wait, hold up, Lex. This is the 10th game. We
Okay.
make adjustments after 10 games. This would have been a 10-game stretch right here.
Oh Lord.
Might be time for a mini adjustment. Maybe we try to get Hulk fired up
Willie Green
before he goes into the All-Star.
Okay, so for the people in the chat, since we talking about Willie, it's a 10th game, right? You said that. So in this 10th game, what did Willie Green revert back to?
Oh, we learned that Jose can still play.
I mean, we knew he could play, but it's about situational awareness with Jose. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a feel of the vibe and the flow of the game. So, yeah, when he brought him in this game, it really did help us. But that's not going to be the same for every single game.
Well, it was about 10 games ago when we learned that we got to sit Hawk down whenever he makes a defensive mistake.
Yes. He's
about
at
10 games ago.
Hey, Hawk is on that DMP flow again. We got Ray Allen / Steph Curry on the DMP.
Man, last time I checked, Ray Allen was known for stellar defense.
Hey, Hawk, he does hustle. He gets steals. He gets deflections. The dude
Man,
is
that dude boxed out a center last game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was footage on him on the way that he hedged. He came to help. He fronted the player. Once JV recovered, he went back to his man. You know what I'm saying? Boxed out and tipped the ball to JV. I mean, what else are we looking for? I mean, that's perfect. That was sound. So Hawk is doing it. He just I don't know what the reason is, man. I really don't. Because the dude has shown that he's more than just a shooter. He hustles, he gets rebounds, he's boxing out. I mean, honestly, I feel like what is his name? McCollum, defensively, And hustle wise, I feel like McCollum could learn a whole lot from Jay Hawk because defensively, McCollum has been he's been a struggle to watch.
He was pretty awesome last game though, but it could have definitely
Against
been
who? Against okay, all right. Hey,
They about
DC.
the same size too, but one is like 10 years younger. But
Hey, look. So what's LeBron's excuse? You know what I'm saying? I
Lex,
mean,
I saw LeBron
if
on
you,
Zion, and Zion went at him and scored twice. LeBron said,
yeah, you know what I'm
Rui,
saying.
Rui, come on over here.
But look, I mean, my thing is this: if
Zion,
you're
LeBron
if
pick his spots. He picks his spots really good.
if you're still
Defensively.
playing in the NBA, you know what I'm saying. Look, I know that there's an age factor, but you still playing, right? That's the highest level that it gets. There is no higher level than the NBA. So, I mean, you out there, you got to play D. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what we expect for the rookies, right?
Yeah.
It should
I think
be
this is part of his rookie hazing. That we didn't have Jordan Hawkins
no,
up in
no.
hot dog suits. I
We're
don't
not
remember him
giving
having the same.
Willie Green any excuses,
That is
man.
rookie
That-
hazing. Like,
oh, no, no. Well, so what is Willie Green hazing them for, dude? You ain't no player. You a
he
coach.
hazing them because the rest of the players liked him so much that they didn't haze him. So Willie said, "You know what? I got to do it."
No,
I don't understand it, Lex,
you know
but
what? That sounds
but
like that
check it
checkers
out though.
mentality.
Probably is.
That's a full blown
But
checkers
check it out though.
mentality.
Check it out and stick with me. Y'all gonna say I'm trying to give y'all some hope but I'm just about to tell
Yeah,
you
you
facts.
are. You are, DC.
I'm just about to tell you. Outside of Herb Jones, think about every rookie that we got in the Willie Green era. Did they play meaningful minutes prior to the All-Star break? And the answer is no. Dice would be a close example of possibly could have broke that mold, but he got hurt. He came back and he was all jacked up, so he didn't either. Jordan Hawkins is probably the only rookie we got, probably the second most minutes other than Herb as a rookie, right? Dyson Daniels, as we learned today, is hurt. He tore his meniscus. Likely is gonna miss the rest of the season. And with the way he was playing in the foreseeable future, I could have seen a reality where we made the playoffs and Hawk didn't play at all. But Dice is hurt. Hope he gets better. I actually hope we can have him for the playoffs if he's able to heal fast enough. Probably won't be the case. But that does open the door for Hawk to potentially slide on in there.
Mm-hmm.
But as we saw with Trey Murphy, I think Willie Green is following the same pattern.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to, had these ups and downs. He went to the G League, just like Trey did during his rookie year. We saw Trey playing, and he had too many back doors, a couple of back doors here, and Willie took him out. And then probably about maybe the last 18, 15 so games of the season, we saw his minutes drastically increase as we knew we would have to depend on him in the playoffs. You can look at the fact that we still played Tony Snell a bunch of goddamn minutes that he shouldn't have been out there. But Trey did eventually wind up in the lineup, gain Willie's trust, and it's pretty much had it ever since. Even right now, when he's not having the best season, we still saw Willie start him. So, with the player that we witnessed in Hawk, I do think after the All-Star break, probably still take some games. Might need 10 more games to adjust again. I do think Hawk
Remember
will
what you said
find his
about after
way.
the All-Star.
Yeah. I think you're gonna see some things change after the All-Star. They're gonna make adjustments. They're gonna have different things to install. I just don't think straight out the gate Hawk will be one of them. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong. But there's no way we go through the rest of the season with Hawk continuing to get DMPs. He will play, and he
But
will
that's what we
wind up
said
in the
games
playoff
ago when he made
rotation.
that statement, making
Well,
comparisons.
when he was
Yeah.
yeah.
When Willie was making praising Hawk against it was against Dallas. It was the first of a back-to-back with Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And Hawk had what, 30, 34 points or something like that
Yeah.
in that game. And after the game, he praised him and made comparisons to Ray Allen and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. And here we are again where he's reverted back to not playing him. Like it's the same cycle that, how are you going to give a guy that type of praise and he has DMPs? I mean, that's a good question, right? Because what coach out here is going to bench a Ray Allen or a Steph Curry or even Klay Thompson, even though he's not playing too great right now? But he's still going to get PT.
I know Alvin Gentry wouldn't. They ain't saying a
I'm
whole
just
lot.
saying, like, that doesn't make sense. I mean, that's a huge contradiction there. Like, okay, I like to think that, like, everybody in here, hey, yeah, I'm gonna put Ray Allen up in the game. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put Steph in the game. And he compared Jay Hawk to those players. I mean, this is what he said. And that's why I
Yeah.
keep coming back to it, because it's like, dude, you said these things. And now we're looking back at what you're doing now, and you reverted back.
Well,
We're
let me
not
report
playing.
this news real quick, Lex, and we'll get
Oh,
back to
okay.
it. We actually have, per Adrian Wojnarowski, among several league execs expected to be considered in the process. Kupchak has been outed, and as the president of basketball operations, he stepped down, and they are looking at none other than New Orleans Pelicans' own Trajan Langdon. Obviously, he does speak because they had to call him on the phone to verify that he would want to be a part of this, and he did. Brooklyn's also assistant GM Jeff Peterson, Cleveland's GM Mike Gansley, uh,
Gansey.
Philadelphia GM Elton Brad. I hope he get the job, and others sources tell. So Trajan Langdon once again is chasing after losers to be able to get on out of here. Other than the Sacramento Kings, and actually he was trying to jump over there before they kind of turned things around. As well as the Washington Wizards, who we play on Wednesday. Now the Charlotte Hornets. Trajan trying to get up out of here. Tired of being in the shadows of Doc Ock, who is the president of basketball operation, but moonlights as GM whenever he sees fit. What do you think about this, Lex? Because man, that would be a pretty big loss if we lose Trajan. I think he's an excellent
Yeah.
basketball mind. He's just not allowed to fully spread his wings and fly the way he would want to. So he's gonna fly over to the Hornets if they allow him to.
Yeah, I sent this out, man. I mean, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh shoot. But you gotta think, it was just a year. That was just last year when he was trying to apply for the Wizards.
And before that, he was trying to go to the Sacramento Kings.
Okay. So I didn't know about the Kings, but I mean, what does that tell you?
Man, happy.
Yeah, that's not good. I mean, he's really trying to get aggressive on, obviously doing better for himself. It would be a promotion, obviously. But
That's crazy, right? You already a GM and you go be a GM of a losing team, and that would actually be a promotion. And you're absolutely right.
well, I mean, the thing is, I mean, if it's a losing organization, how much lower can you get? So the thing is, the only way you can truly go is up. You know what I'm saying? Because the team is already bad. So, I mean, that's another way of looking at it. I mean, it's still a professional team. So, it's not something that you can truly really look down upon. Shoot, I would love to have that job. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, me personally. So, I mean, golly, I mean, definitely the pay is there. But what? Shoot.
Mind off the money, Lex.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm saying is that, you're already bottomed out. The team is already bad, and there's huge upside. The upside is greater than the downside. Whereas I think with the Pelicans, it's like it's pretty even upward and downward. You know what I'm saying? Because we're kind of like smacked in the middle. But right now, this team is basically at its lowest. The upside is just is substantially like greater. But I mean, it's an opportunity. I mean, I think Griff is a handful. I mean, we all know this. With this Pelicans organization, we've been talking about it all season and for many seasons that, from top to bottom, you know, it's been shaky. It's been very shaky. Um, it's been really up and down from the PR, from, making moves, covering up those moves from bad moves, not having a physical therapist, finally, having the Pelicans being on their third coach since Zion was drafted. I mean, there's a lot of things, a lot of dysfunction that this team has been going through, and it doesn't seem like it's really gotten substantially better. Like it's just kind of like, in limbo a little bit. So I can understand why he would want to leave, to really kind of set a foundation with the new team and set that foundation strong, because right now it's not strong. It's not strong. I mean, like I said, we talk about it all the time. Talk about it all the time. Um, Even the fact that, Willie Green, he just hired he just hired in his new coaching staff, for this season. And a lot of times when you hire in a coach, they're able to hire their coaching staff from the get-go as soon as they're hired. Well, that didn't happen, which that was very uncharacteristic. That was weird in itself. I mean, but who's over that? Well, it's Griff. You know what I'm saying? So I just think with Griff is delayed and indecisive and very inconsistent, very political, but it's I think he's hard to work with at times. And like you said, DC, he's just had problems, I guess, doing his job to the fullest. And we don't know everything that's going on in the office. I mean, we never know. We're just speculating, but it's really hard to believe, especially when you're seeing Griff all the time and he's coming out talking about the trades, talking about, Zion or different players and the whole scope of the team, and using these fluffery words and just political schemes, whatever you want to call it. We never see Trajan, and Trajan is the GM. So, I mean, kudos to him, but I think it kind of stinks for the Pels.
Yeah, it definitely would stink for us. I think a lot of our draft magic that everybody loves to give David Griffin props for, I think this is the man behind it. It's very obvious to me when you kind of look at paid attention to the Brooklyn Nets team that was assembled with him over there, and what we started to do. And they got a lot of those no-name guys, Lex. A lot of guys late in the draft as well. Jared Allen. I don't remember if he was one of the late guys, but yeah, Jared Allen. Yeah, they traded for D'Angelo Russell. They had Terrion Prince, the guy over there with the Lakers now. Um, Man, I can't remember everybody on the squad. The center that we want, that we keep talking about from the Nets,
Sorry.
I think he was there. Or he
Yeah,
came.
Dinwiddie and Karis LeVert.
Mr. Dinwiddie, Karis LeVert. They had a pretty deep squad, and this was the man behind putting that together. And then when you look at the Pels and see us getting similar type players, it's very obvious to me when he was behind it and when he wasn't, like such as the KLJ pick. The KLJ pick to me screamed David Griffin or somebody reaching out talking to Avery Johnson. Yeah, go ahead and get him. The little general putting the word for his man from Alabama, and we drafted Kyra only to not use him at all properly.
He's definitely not being used now.
Well, I mean, the man confidence is probably shot. I think
Yeah.
Kyra did have some potential, and he would have been a way better player, but we kind of messed him up, as a rookie. And you got the guys
Seems like trying to do the same thing with the Jayhawk.
Jayhawk is too mentally strong for that to work. He's only going to get better. I don't care what Willie Green does. Jayhawk will continue to get better. Now, whether we experience the betterness this year
See,
or
it's
it be
that
next
part.
year, it's just a matter of time before that guy is out there playing, getting minutes. He's not going to let you not give him minutes consistently, because every time he gets an opportunity, he shows up. So I don't understand why we're not playing him. But, Willie Green, he loves his rotation the way it is. We are 10 games above 500. We're sitting here looking towards the future, rightfully so. But the Pels are 32-22, sitting at 10 games above 500 with the option or the ability to be able to be 11 games above 500 with a win against the Wizards. And that would be the first time this has happened in a long time. So all things are not bleak. Y'all can call it hope. Y'all can call it whatever you want. You can call it bird feed. I don't care. But in order for us to contend with the top 10 teams, we do need to correct this issue and fully utilize all of the talent we have. That's the only way we're going to get into the likes of with the Timberwolves and the Clippers and the Thunder and the Nuggets, and to be able to consistently beat teams we should on a nightly basis, and potentially probably move up to getting a 1, 2, or 3 spot, or even a 4th. Fifth to me is a little too close to the play. Looking at everybody else's record behind that, it's just a game of musical chairs where we're sitting.
Yeah.
You got the Pelicans with 32 wins, Suns with 31, Kings with 30 wins, Mavericks with 30 wins, Lakers with 28. The Warriors look pretty much out of it with 25, but I'm willing to bet after the All-Star break, they probably could make a run to at least get in the play-in game. Everybody wants to see Steph. I'm sure the league wants to see him in there as well. But all of those other teams in front of them, man, the Lakers on up, you're not safe at this 5 spot. This isn't guaranteeing us to be able to be out of the play-in as we need to be. We've done that already. We had success this time, and it sucked last year. And this year, we need to solidify ourselves, man, and get one of these top spots. And the Pels going to have to make some adjustments, going to look at a lot of games from earlier in the year, man, and looking forward to see new and improved, freshly rejuvenated Pels come out. We do have history of playing very well down the stretch on the back end of seasons. So hopefully, I ain't trying to sell y'all on it, but hopefully this will be a season where we can make an even greater jump, because the talent is there. All I got is a healthy, no excuse. Go ahead, Lex. What you got to say?
No, I was just looking at you see, because there's clusters. Like with the top 4 seeds, they're just like one. Either they're tied or there's just like one game back or one game ahead, and then the cluster that obviously the Pelicans are in. Between the Suns, Kings, and Mavs.
Hmm.
That's the second cluster. If we can break away from that cluster and be kind of like in an island, you know what I'm saying? Like going like having at least like 4 games or something, that would be really ideal
Say,
because
Lex,
huh?
you lukewarm. We gotta spit you out. You gotta have both toes in. You can't be one foot in, 1 foot out.
What are you
We ain't
talking
gonna
about?
we ain't gonna make it to no island. We got to get up there with the 35, 36 wins. It ain't
I
no
mean,
in
well,
between.
first we got
You
to
be
get
in this cluster or that cluster. That's it.
but first we got to get away from this cluster because it's straddling the fence, right? You talking
See,
about like, look, the fifth
we need
seed,
it for
but
a five,
if you're
6 game winning streak.
yeah, if you're not looking at the seeding and just looking at the records are close. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like he said, it's musical chairs. First, we got to get away from that cluster to even get to the top cluster. And then the thing is, but one thing that helps, everybody like in the top tier part is they've been consistent, man. And that's what I keep going back to. Like, we have to be consistent in playing at a high level. We can't just be turning it on, turning it off, or having games. Oh, we feel like bringing it today, or, we want to take off this quarter, or, it's just up and down, or we're playing great defense, but can't get the ball up in the hole, or we're getting the ball up in the hole, but we ain't playing defense. Like, at some point in time, and hopefully that happens. Yes, I'm on the hopium thing, but I mean, it hasn't been really going like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the one thing that's killing us. We could actually, I mean, just think like 10 games where we lost double digit leads.
Hmm.
10 games. Say if we just won 5 of those games. Now
We
now
right.
look
We
now
right
look
there.
look look at the seedings now. If we just won 5 of those games.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That makes a huge difference.
It
You
does. But
know?
I see one stat that I want to point out
All
looking
right.
at this. And to me, it's the one area we need to improve because I'm looking at this cluster of other teams up there, especially the number 1 seed. And we have one thing in common with the number 1 seed. We play well on the road with 17-12. They're 17-11. If we could just manage to win the games at home. I don't know why we don't like being at home. We're 15-10 at home, which
Hey,
isn't horrible,
it's
but
interesting that you said that because
if we could
we
have
playing the
those
Wizards
20
at
games,
the crib.
them 20 games at home, Lex, we'd be sitting at the 5 games you talk about could have been home games. We've been sitting at
Yeah.
20-5.
And it's funny because I feel like the Pels actually play worse at home than they do on the road
They
in a
do.
lot of cases,
They
which is
do.
weird because it's like, okay, y'all don't need to be relaxed at all. You know what I'm saying? The pressure has to be on y'all at all times so that you all can play at a high level. You know what I'm saying?
But they've had some of their biggest games though. They obviously have been home games, and I don't know what it is about them unis, man. They need to keep the voodoo unis, man. 'Cause they love playing the nose. They did have a few
Yeah,
whiffs here or there in them, but
they lost a few games in them
they
too.
lost some games in them. But we
Um,
had some of our best performances in those jerseys, man. So when they come home, they need to play with them all the time. But yeah, if they can figure out a way to make home home and play well at home, like most contended teams do, I think that's the key. But that also comes with getting all of your guys, the role players involved in their game rising to another level because role players usually play better at home, so they say, right? So if we
mhm.
could get that going or that cooking coming out of All Star break, man, I think that would make all the difference in the world. Looking forward to see what adjustments they make on this break. And how the Pels played down the stretch of the season. Zion's minutes increasing, looking for BI's minutes to increase, everybody down the stretch as we make this push. We got 8 teams with 30 wins in the West. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. So you're looking at potentially at least seven or 6 of these teams winning 40 games. They're going to have somebody that won 45 games or so. They're probably still in the play-in. Like, it's crazy. So, Pels definitely got to step it up. We definitely can't sit and relax, like you said. We need to keep that pressure on. Maybe they should just show them the goddamn standings after every game. You can't really think you've done anything with one win.
It's got to be something on the inside, man. I mean, they gotta have some. They gotta have some fight, man. They gotta play with the edge. Play with it. Play with a lot of energy. Because I don't like seeing other teams playing hungrier than this team, especially if this team has not won anything. Henceforth, I know nobody wants to hear it, but the game against the Lakers when we lost by 44 points, they were hungrier. They wanted it more. And that's what this team's really got to work on. Y'all got to want it more than the other team, man. Because that's the difference between winning those playoff games and winning playoff series and moving on. Like, you got to want it more. That's the first step. And then the other things is like, the details, executing down the stretch and all that stuff. But definitely, like, you have to have the energy, the effort, and the hunger. You got to want it.
Right. Most definitely, man. And we're going to see how bad the Pels want it. Because if one thing is for sure, nobody ain't going to give them nothing. And
no, show ain't. They ain't getting no
calls.
calls. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't getting it. You got to go out there and take it.
Yeah, you do. They need to have that mentality. They really have to, because no one's gonna give the Pelicans the respect. Like, why should anybody give you any? You know what I'm saying? You have to show it. You got to show it, man. And like, I know Willie, one thing that he says is like, we haven't done enough to earn those calls. Well, you know what?
He ain't said that in a while. You've been giving a lot of credit, Lexxah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm tired of that too. You know what I'm saying? we done given enough credit. And, you know what I'm saying?
Bank of New Orleans has been handing out credit.
No, man. Man, hey, like, you got to show people, if you want to turn things around, you got to put forth emphasis on showing, hey, we ain't the same team. Y'all gonna stop disrespecting us. You all are gonna start giving us the calls that we deserve. You know what I'm saying? And really putting pressure on these other teams. Like, yeah, y'all had y'all's time years before, but it's different now.
So we got a coach with an edge too, right?
No, we don't. Yeah, I mean, we need a coach with an edge, but we don't have that. But it has to come from the players.
Give him some credit.
Man, if I was a different person, man, bump that credit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hear that, man. I mean, listen, the disrespect is real for this organization, man. It's time for these guys to understand, like, look, there's been a lot of embarrassing moments, okay? A lot of embarrassing moments. Like, they were really, really embarrassing. Really, really embarrassing. We gotta come out of this and start balling. Like just bullying people. Like straight aggression. Like, dog, I don't give a rest behind like what you think. Like, we about to take this game. You know what I'm saying? And you about to lay down. Like, take people's spirits, man. I mean, that's what this team needs to get to. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah. They gotta feel the adversity. They gotta have something that puts them in that mode. I mean,
Yeah,
looking on the
you
outside,
you
looking
got to
in, we
be
would
built
think
like that.
that happened already. I don't think it's necessary that you gotta be built like that. I think
No,
teams.
come on,
Wait,
no, we
hold
can't.
on, hold on, hold on,
Oh,
hold on. I
DC,
think
come on, man.
certain things happen. Certain things happen
Like what?
that make you be built like that. Like if they as a unit, all this we love each other and we love being
Ain't
around each other and all of
nobody
this,
trying to
right?
feel that type of love,
Wait, wait,
man.
wait, wait, hold up, hold up. But if that really is true and they like that, well, if this season pretty much goes similarly how the last one goes, guess what? Some of the lovely people that you love, they're gonna be out of the door. So the realization of those type of things, playing for one another, if that bond is as strong as we think it is, I think
It's not.
that
I feel like it's weak.
I think they do like being with each other, but I don't know how much they
Nobody
like.
cares about that.
I
We
don't know
need
how
to,
much they like playing with each other. If that makes
man.
sense.
Let me tell you something. These people be, like some of these guys struggle on passing us. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, like you're not
They
going to
don't when we
come
run
out
point
publicly.
Zion.
Yeah. You know what? And let me tell you something. Even when he came out with that point Zion, you could tell everybody wasn't with it. Everybody wasn't with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could tell in the body language and the demeanor. You know what I'm saying? Like you still have that. So it's like, man, yeah, how much is that, considered to be love there or really liking each other? You know what I'm saying? Because, somebody that you like and somebody that you love, you're going to pass the ball to them, right? Without thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? It's first nature. You know, you still got that, but everybody want off on that. I mean, they haven't really been using point Zion, consistently throughout the whole year. And even with, putting emphasis on it, they still ain't using it like that. I mean, it kind of becomes an afterthought after a while, The same thing as all the other games.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
Look,
But everybody has I look at it as they all got their individual agendas on top of the team agenda. Guys want to
yeah,
make
you're
all
using the
stars.
word agenda, man.
It is. It
I
is what
used
it
that.
is.
I used that word some weeks ago, and you're like, I don't think it's that, Lex.
Well, maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, like, man. There's
Everybody
a
has
difference.
their own agenda, man. I mean, they all, obviously want to win. I seen enough sacrificing to believe that they obviously do want to win, but you know, they don't want career low numbers either. Um,
Yeah, and then you got to think. There's expiring contracts. There's
guys
guys
trying
trying
to
to
get.
get extensions, trying
Hmm.
to get specific awards or accolades and different things. Trying to show availability. Try to solidify a spot on the roster.
Because
All that stuff.
if you pay attention to this team, like I think a lot of the what are you saying, like the selfishness or them looking off guys, I think it comes at times when we feel like we got the game. We got a little lead, and guys, just try to get some numbers because we up. We did enough team ball. All right, let me get some buckets. And that happens on a lot of teams, not just the Pels. It's just the
Yeah,
good
but
teams are still able to
the
do that
Pelicans,
and
it's
win.
really bad though.
I've seen teams where it's worse. I've seen teams where it's way worse.
Which teams? You ain't talking about Detroit, are you? Or the Wizards? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Charlotte.
yeah, Charlotte. I mean,
Losing teams usually exhibit a lot of that behavior, but it's a delicate balance of trying to get paid, get your numbers, and still winning. Um, I think the problem with the Pels, to me, is they all recognize who's good at what, but they don't understand like the hierarchy of
Yeah, there you
who's
go.
really like that guy that we can, we put it all on his shoulders. I understand some nights it might be Bi, some nights it might be Zion, but if y'all both have it going, then who's that guy? They don't
It hasn't been established.
understand that. They don't understand that it hasn't been established. The coach can't establish it. It's something that the guys have to work out amongst themselves.
Well,
And
I
if it,
think, you know, but that's what the kind of like what the problem is. Like, and I've actually talked about this before since you did mention it. When Zion first got here, when he was drafted by the team, Griff many a times came out and said, "This is Drew Holiday's team." Y'all remember that?
yeah,
He said that multiple times in multiple different pressers. He made that very
sometimes you
clear.
need permission to lead.
But
Like,
hey, but then look, he traded him. Did you hear anything about whose team it was after that? Since then? And how many years ago was that?
that was
We
like
still don't know
that
because
was
he
some
never
years
came
ago.
out. He never came out and pointed that out, which is really weird to me. It's like, why didn't you specify that after you traded Drew Holiday? You know? And that's what that's what needs to be done now. But it was never done. So henceforth, here we are, and nothing has been stated about that. Because if you establish that from the get-go,
Let's get one thing understood though. Um, I think the fact that you need to state it is wrong. Like teams that establish that there is no conversation about it. It's just kind of like everybody
well,
just knows.
I think it's within the team.
Well, yeah, with
You
the
know what I'm
I'm
saying?
saying no conversation to the
Yeah,
public about it.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, but I say that because he did come out with that. You see what I'm saying?
That's crazy for him to come out with that, and we look
Yeah,
stupid
but
when he
the
did
thing
that.
is, he
Drew
did it.
Holiday should be a dark horse MVP.
And
Sometimes guys just need permission to lead and to become that guy. Man, I was like, well, how is he messing up this awesome roster that we have? Just shut the hell up.
well, I mean, the thing is, even if it's not publicly said, you know, when I'm looking at other teams, it's clear that everybody from the role players, from the starters, everybody knows their role and everybody knows who that guy is. Everybody understands their role and everything clicks. But I don't think I think, everybody's role is not clear on this team. Sometimes, I mean, for instance, looking at CJ sometimes, and I know a lot of people said he's made the biggest sacrifices, but sometimes, the way he's putting up shots, you think, he's the dude on this team. You know what I'm saying? And he's supposed to be the third guy. Like as far as, because there's been many times where his shooting volume is like really up there.
That's why
You
I,
know,
I keep going back to Point Zion. I think CJ. I like CJ, but um, CJ to me like is better with a point guard instead of him being a point guard. Like, cause
yeah, he's a
CJ
true
he
two.
don't have a conscience. He don't have a conscience.
He
Every
needs to
shot is
get
a great shot. He ain't never seen a shot he don't love. So he needs somebody to regulate that.
yeah. When
And we're at our
CJ
best when
takes
that happens. But I'm sorry.
when CJ takes 1, 2, or 3 dribbles, I don't know if anybody's seen this, but watch the games. When he takes 1, 2, or 3 dribbles, but mostly taking 1 or 2 dribbles, 9 times out of 10, there's a high probability that he's going to make the shot. If you
So you
pay
said
attention,
when he takes three or more dribbles, it's a high probability.
no, either
One or
one
two.
dribble, 2 dribbles, or 3 dribbles. there is a high probability that he's going to make the shot. Anytime he makes more dribbles than that, he's not going to make it. That's how much I've been paying attention.
CJ is actually, I think he's the second best pull-up jump shooter in the league right now, especially from I think it's from 3-point line. I think he's shooting like 60%. But now I gotta go find a stat on counting his dribbles. But nonetheless, man, I think just fixing that hierarchy, putting things in perspective, having the ball in BI and Zion's hands the most, and allowing CJ to be a 2 even when those guys aren't off the court, aren't on the court when they're off the court. Yeah. I think that's a key of unlocking something else. But we want Hawk to play more. I wonder if, like, I don't remember the Hawk and CJ lineups, how they looked with those guys out there with maybe Trey. I think you would have to put Zion out there and then where you put Larry at the 5 or playing with JV. But I want to see that lineup with all 3 of our shooters. I think that was one of our better lineups, and I don't understand why we don't see it at all. I understand it's probably not our best defensive lineup, but having Zion out there surrounded by shooting, I don't see how that's not positive. So looking forward to seeing that. Looking forward to seeing CJ being able to continue to play off ball more. The more he's played off ball, the better he's looked to me. And like you said, I ain't count the dribbles, but I know when he gets a lot of those isolation possessions where he's just trying to get a bucket, sometimes it winds up in a turnover, a missed shot, or like some crazy pass. Him trying to get the ball to somebody else, it just looks discombobulated at times. When he's fresh, CJ's having one of his good nights, man. Everything go in. But typically, on average, I had to say you're right. But go ahead and give me your closing statements before we go ahead and get up out of here. Been an hour and a half, family. Pels won, even though we spent a lot of time pointing out their flaws because it wasn't a very impressive win. Not even scoring 100 points, but it is impressive that we held our opponents under 90 points. So that is also a positive. But who wants to talk about defense when you got an offensive juggernaut that we do not get to playing like one at most times. But with that, Lexxah then went on and she bounced on up out of here. And I'm going to do the same. So y'all please like, share, and subscribe. Hold y'all head up about these Pels, man. We 10 games above 500. Up, Lexxah jump back in. Got something else to say, huh? Go ahead and get your closing remarks, Lex, before we go ahead and roll up out of here. Oh, guess she's still having some technical difficulties. But anyway, with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave y'all. Until next time, go Pels. Peace out.
Show us the edge. The chip on the shoulders, the fight and the passion that comes from within. Whoa. Try to win on every level. Yeah. Expectations high. Gotta show them you can fly. Play harder, better, smarter. Baby, put the league on notice. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Play with the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah. Show me the edge, yeah, yeah. Whoa.
Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top-flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to